How's the carryover, from the spring through the summer to now, through 2 days?
It's been good. I thought we had a really good summer. The kids did a great job of, with David in the weight room, and they did a great job, studying what we do, and working at it, because they have to do things in the summer on their own. We get a little time with them, but it's very, very limited. And they did a really nice job. It's been really good.
There's been a lot of talk about Dontavius doing really well. How does he impress you and compared to others?
He gets football. He's a natural football player. He's he's got those football instincts that are you just don't teach. Today he got involved in a scramble. Quarterback broke contain, got out. He did it like a pro. So instinctually he's got the it factor.
Would you say he's further along than the average freshman wide
He
receiver
is.
in that regard?
Yeah, he is. He is. I think he's, just knowing, understanding, visiting with him this summer, he's had to compete for his life at his high school, because he's played with a lot of really good football players, against a lot of really good football players, which made him, who's a very highly competitive person, highly competitive out here with these guys. It's been good for him. So he's been really a pleasant surprise for all of us. He's taken well to what we do. And instinctually and fundamentally, he's a natural.
I keep saying that Ben and Max are really pushing each other. Can you sort of sense the competitiveness at that position?
Yeah,
so far?
in 2 days. The 2 days they really push each other. I think they respect one another's work, and I try to in the room, I want to have a championship quarterback room, and they've embraced the fact that how that happens, and that is you have to, number one, compete against yourself. So you got to have a high standard for your play, and then respect the other guys in the room, which that's what those two guys do, and they respect each other's work and play off of one another. It's been in just 2 practices in shorts. It's been very competitive by both of them.
Having the experience that you do on offense, did that help in the summer when you kind of trust those guys to put in the work that they did?
It does. It helps having, in the quarterback room, really I've got 2 guys that have been around, and then I've got 2 younger guys who are highly competitive guys who, want to compete. So they followed them. You go in the running back room, we have, 3 guys who have played a lot of football. That helps, and they're able to bring that room along. The receiver room, we've got, Jester and, Q, they've done a great job. They take that room with them. Trey Tipton has done an unbelievable job, and still is. He's like a coach now. He's become an assistant wide receiver coach, and he's not easy on people. He's got a future in coaching. He's done a really nice job. So that room was able to be brought along, and then our offensive line room. I can't tell how many times I walked by that room this summer, and Brian is in there. He's got the young guys in there teaching them football, and then Bookser gets involved, and Alex gets involved. We have really excellent leadership on this side of the ball, and they hold each other accountable, and they teach one another. When you have your older players teach your younger players, you got something special going on inside your team. In our tight end room, we've added Matt to that room, and Chris is back off his injury, and those guys took that room because we've got a bunch of young guys sitting in that room. So it's been really good, and we try to set that tone with the players that they have to serve each other. So we had a good summer because of them.
How are you sorting out all the depth at running back?
Dre's mentioned that right now. We're, right now we're getting them all the same looks, just to see how each one responds. And when we get into the testing situations, we'll see how that unfolds to see who plays where and how. But we're going to play all of them. They're all 3 of those kids are going to play. We'll see what we've got out of our 2 young freshmen. They're in China right now, but they're catching up. Today was a little bit easier than yesterday was, so I think all 3 of those guys obviously will play for us, and then how we manage them will depend on how they play the rest of camp.
Are you guys already thinking about how you got to manage the offensive line for week 1, knowing that you won't have Bookser?
Yeah, we are. We're working, different rotations. We cross-train this early anyway. You have to cross-train in the offensive line because you really, 10 guys, you've got to cross-train. So we're training, we're using this early installation period as an opportunity to cross-train. So centers playing guards, guards playing centers, guards playing tackles, tackles playing both sides, and then in some cases playing some guard. So we're doing a lot of cross-training right now, and letting those guys get a feel for other positions in the right periods. We'll do a period where John will actually do that.
How much were you able to install in the spring?
You know, we ended up getting everything in, but just the pace at which we went slow because we were, you know, Max was new, and you know, we had a lot of, you know, newer, you know, Kenny was new. You know, I take my paces off the quarterback room for the whole offense, and then move from there. Now this training camp, we went right out of the chutes. We're full bore, so it's totally different. You know, number one, you know, I didn't change any of the nomenclature, the way we call things. So I was using the spring to help me get familiar with that. I feel like it's, you know, it's in my blood now. So there's a lot of things that are just different. So we're able to move at a much faster pace, which we've done.
How much time did you take to learn that the nomenclature?
Well, you just, you know, it started day one. The very first day I was here, you know, actually the very next day I was here, I got in, and then the very next day I started learning it because you have to. You know, I did the same thing at Louisville, and it was one of the better things that happened to me in my career because it helped me shorten you know, a world that I came out of that was real long. So this has been really good. There's parts and bits of this I'll take with me the rest of my career because that's what's cool about coaching. You know, I'm 35 years in and I'm still learning a lot of football.
You're evaluating, trying to form a depth chart. How much are you going to base, since this is your first year, how much are you going to base on solely what you see out here as opposed to maybe what you saw on tape last year? Is it a combination of both?
It's a combination of both, you know, because you got to take a body of work, and it's fair to those people that are, you know, that have established themselves, you know, who they are, what they've done. The key is the consistency, you know, so that's what we're looking for, and that's what they need to press me about. And I met with all the kids individually. I told them, that's exactly what I told them. I'm going to judge you. I'm going to be watching you on tape these next few weeks. There'll be an opinion, but what really counts is the opinion that we build from the first day we start working together on the field. And that's how I form my opinions on it.
Anything else for Coach before we get to Coach Conklin?